Well, hello everybody and welcome to MikeyTaylorGaming, where today we're taking a look into the world of A Link to the Past glitches for the Super Nintendo. In the last episode we took a look into the exploration glitch found in this game, but today we're diving deeper into some of the more precise glitches that can be found. So precise in fact that I got a headache trying some of these out. The controller was nearly out the window, so hopefully you guys don't have the same issue as me. Anyways, without further ado, let's get on with this video and I hope you all enjoy. I'll see you all at the end card. So today we're going to be starting off with 3 easy to do, helpful and awesome glitches, but you're probably going to have to use an emulator to try these ones out because they can only be done in the original Japanese release of the game, which is no fair because Japan always gets the best stuff. The first one that we're looking at is a speedrunner's best friend and it's called the Spin Dash. You'll have to play through the game until you obtain the Pegasus boots, which might be a bit of a struggle for you guys without a walkthrough of the game being in Japanese. Fortunately for me, watashi wa 6 nen Nihongo o benkyou shimashita. Yep, fun fact. I actually learned Japanese for 6 years, so playing through this game isn't too difficult. But it's really unnecessary because you could just use a walkthrough. Anyways, once you've obtained the boots from the Elder of Kakariko Village, you can try this glitch out straight away. So walk outside and hold the B button to charge up a spin attack. Once the attack is fully charged, release the B button and then press the A button just 1 frame later, and that's all there is to this glitch. Walk onto the staircase and then off it again, and if you manage to press the buttons at the right time, then Link will run around at Pegasus boot speed without bonking off of walls and other objects. The only things that'll really stop Link from running are jumping off of ledges, entering new areas, or getting hurt by enemies. Here's the glitch again in slow motion so you guys can see exactly how precise you have to be with that A button press. The 1 frame window between releasing B and pressing A can be very difficult to get right, but sliding your thumb from B to A across the controller is by far the easiest way to get this one working. Besides, if you can't do it first time, you can keep on trying and trying this one until you get it right. Nothing is stopping you from practicing here. The second Japanese exclusive glitch is another kind of dash called the item dash, and this is probably the easiest one to do out of the 3. Just select an item, close the menu, and then press and hold A and Y on the exact same frame. Get the timing right and Link will start dashing with the chosen item in his hand. The item that you're dashing with is fully functional during this glitch too, which means you can use the hammer to take down a line of pegs quickly like this, which is pretty cool. I'm sad to say that not all items work with this glitch. Arrows only fire once Link stops dashing, and the lantern only works at the start of the dash. The net though, think about how many bees we could catch with this thing if they're stood directly in front of us. We gotta be pretty lucky to get that to happen though. Okay, let's check out the last Japanese exclusive glitch before we take a look into glitches that we can all try on our real Super Nintendos. This one's called Fake Flippers, and if you couldn't guess, then it lets Link swim even when he hasn't got the flippers yet. It's another really easy glitch, but as with the other glitches we've seen so far, you've got to make some pretty precise movements to get this one working properly. First off, you'll need to have Link in an area like this where he can jump into water and change to the next screen at the same time. Have him stand as close to the edge of the screen as possible, absolutely pixel perfectly so that the next step would take him into the next area. Once you're confident that you're as close as you can be to the edge of that screen, charge up a spin attack, jump off the ledge and hold the direction that will take you off screen. If your positioning was right, then you'll be taken to the next screen as if you had the flippers. You have to be careful though. If you get hit by any enemies whilst you're swimming like this, then the game will just soft lock, meaning that you'll have to restart it. You can safely use the whirlpool warps though, so that's cool. This glitch happens because the game only checks if Link has the Zora flippers after 2 frames of time has passed when he's in the water, but it only takes 1 frame for Link to make it over to the screen transition. When you make it over to the next screen, the game assumes that you must have the flippers since you just came from another screen by swimming, so all checks seem to be cancelled, letting you swim freely. It works anywhere that you can set it up, you just need to get that pixel perfect positioning, which can be pretty painful. So many P's. Okay guys, the rest of the glitches from here on can be done on your American or European consoles, but this first one is nowhere near as helpful as those Japanese exclusives that we've just taken a look at. You'll need to make your way to the top of Spectacle Rock and then use the portal to enter into the Dark World. Once transported here, move over to the left and stand inside the outline of Spectacle Rock. Then use the magic mirror to be taken back to the light world one more time. Now that you're back here, you'll need to position Link pixel perfectly above the centre of the cave entrance. The best way to get this position just right is to use the hookshot and fire it towards the rocks in front of the entrance as a visual guide. Once you're all set up, face away from the entrance, hold B to charge up a spin attack, and then walk backwards over the edge of the cliff where you'll make a slightly glitchy entrance into the cave. And once you're inside, that's the end. Your game is over. There's no way to get control of Link in here, and the only thing that you can do is bring up the item menu, which isn't particularly helpful considering you can't use any items. Well, it's a good job you can pause to use save and quit here too, or else you might have lost a lot of progress here. Why entering the cave like this makes the game freeze is a complete mystery to me, but some things are just better off left unexplained, I guess. So, you think some of the glitches that I've shown you guys so far have been precise? Well, now I'm going to show off one of the hardest glitches to get working in this entire game. You're going to need to make at least 7 frame perfect movements to get this one to work. Practice makes perfect, but prepare to get frustrated if you try this one out. In the last episode I showed you guys how to use the exploration glitch to get out of bounds. Well, there's another really difficult method to do it, and it'll give you a huge sense of achievement if you manage to pull it off. This one's called the Stair clip, and it works by skipping over the ledge that would normally make Link jump down to the lower floor. So now that you've seen it done, how do we actually get this one to work? First off, have Link face the stairs and hold B to draw the sword. Then move him around until his left ear is positioned perfectly under this black line. Once he's in that position, release the sword without touching any other buttons, and then, when you're ready, press up and right at the exact same time for just 1 frame. Getting that diagonal movement right will push Link 1 pixel further into the stairs, so now you just need to do the same thing 6 more times in a row. Each time that you successfully move a pixel into the staircase, you'll have to get Link back to the starting position with his ear underneath the black line again. Fortunately, that's the easiest part of this glitch because you can just hold B to shuffle left and right without being pushed out of the staircase. If you ever eventually manage to move the full 7 pixels, you'll be past the ledge boundary, so walking into the wall won't force you to jump down anymore. So now, Link is technically floating above the ground below. If you want, then you can mess around in this little space, but to get out of bounds, just use the ledge from the wrong side and Link will jump through the wall onto the ground on the other side, and from here you can do whatever you like. Explore around the many dungeons that the game has to offer, or just finish the game like I showed you in the last episode. It's entirely up to you what you do now. You deserve it after all the effort that it's taken you to get down here. So, enjoy! There's a not very well known glitch in A Link to the Past called hovering, and it's another glitch that's really difficult to do, but it looks awesome. This is another one that you'll need the Pegasus boots for, and it basically lets you hover across any open floors or voids for as long as you like, as long as you can press the A button fast enough. With hovering, it takes 2 frames when using the Pegasus boots for the game to realise that Link is above a void. So, if you can hold A and release it for just 1 frame before pressing it again, then Link can just float across gaps and openings in the floor. The Pegasus boots take 34 frames to charge up. That means if you're floating in an area that you shouldn't be, then you can hold the A button for 33 frames before Link falls. As long as you release and press the A button over the course of 2 frames time, then Link will be perfectly fine. This glitch can be tested out flawlessly if you have a turbo controller for your Super Nintendo, or if you can use an emulator with turbo controller enabled. It's a really cool glitch, but it's also extremely difficult without a turbo controller. I've only ever seen it used once successfully in real time by a speedrunner called Andy at Awesome Games Done Quick in 2015. The link to that run will be in the description for you guys to check out later. It's definitely worth a watch, so I recommend checking it out. I think it's time to check out a couple of easy glitches now that you guys can try out without wanting to blow up your Super Nintendo. In the Tower of Hera you'll find switches that raise and lower coloured barriers when you hit them. If you can hit a switch whilst you're stood on top of one of the coloured barriers, then Link will be stood on top of it when it raises, causing him to be invulnerable to any attacks until he gets off. This is really helpful in the tile room found in this dungeon, since it can be pretty annoying dodging all of the flying tiles in here. Well, I mean, it was pretty annoying, but this glitch turns it into a boring room where you do absolutely nothing to progress. Okay, so I lied earlier. I've got one more Japanese exclusive glitch to show off. Inside any cave that has movable blocks, equip the magic mirror and you can mash the Y button whilst pushing the blocks to make them magically disappear. So its magic certainly has more than one use. It's kinda weird, right? Can be pretty helpful when you can't be bothered to finish puzzles properly, and it's totally not cheating. Careful though, because it only works in caves. Trying to use it in a dungeon to clear puzzles will take you right back to the entrance. That'll teach you for trying to use not cheats. Now back to glitches that we can all try. A strange but interesting glitch can be found in the swamp in the Dark World. Use the flute to teleport to the desert and then use the teleporter underneath the rock on the right to transfer into the Dark World. Once here, equip the Bomber's medallion and jump down into the muggy waters below. Use the medallion down here, and if you're lucky then you might see a flame appear somewhere on the screen, indicating that an enemy has just been defeated, even though there wasn't one there. Sometimes an item even pops out too. Apparently, this is actually one of the coup enemies that can be found in the water shooting fireballs at you throughout Hyrule, but the ones that are found in the swamp were placed on top of shallow water, where no sprite exists for them, causing them to become corrupted. They can't hurt you, and a golden bee can't see them, and apparently other weapons do work to defeat them, but trying to find one without being able to see it is a pretty difficult task, so I couldn't show you. I'm sorry. There's another technique in A Link to the Past called bomb jumping that can help you cross over to areas earlier than you're supposed to. Again, in the Tower of Hera, make your way to where the large chest containing the moon pearl is. You'll see that there's a gap in the floor that stops you being able to get over there. You could just use the hover glitch that we learnt earlier, but if you want something much easier, then a bomb jump is the way to go. Stand as close to the pit as you can and drop a bomb behind Link. Turn and face the left and use the Pegasus boots to bounce off the wall so that Link lands next to the bomb as it explodes. If Link lands at the right time, then the blast from the bomb will push him all the way over to the other side of the gap, where he can collect the moon pearls, skipping a nice section of this dungeon out. This isn't the only place that the bomb jump can be done either. Another helpful place to use it is in the Palace of Darkness, the first dungeon in the Dark World. When you get to the hammer bridge, you can use a very precise and quick bomb jump to collect the hammer early, skipping a section of this dungeon too. This bomb jump is pixel perfect, and you also have to do it really quickly before the bridge falls down to get it right. It took about 30 minutes for me to get this bomb jump working using pause buffering, but I can do it almost every time now, so practice makes perfect. But trust me, it is difficult like a lot of the other glitches in this video. Many of you guys have probably already heard of the Houlihan Room before, and if not, then it's a pretty interesting and great glitch to finish off this episode. The room appears when the game detects an error in Link's Y position to stop the game from crashing. It's kinda like the missing no glitch in Pokemon Red and Blue, or the Minus World in Super Mario Bros. So let's work out how to get that Y position screwed up. To do this, start from the sanctuary and head outside, then go one screen left and one screen up so that you're standing right in front of these two trees. Run into the trees using the Pegasus boots so that you get bounced back to the bottom of the screen, then hold A and turn Link around so that he dashes off the bottom of the screen. At this point, Link's Y position should be slightly out of sync, so now we just need to find a hole to drop down. The closest one is hiding under a bush back the way we came, so follow this path and drop down the hole to find yourself in the elusive Houlihan Room. There really isn't that much to see in here other than 255 rupees and a little message which appears to be from Chris telling us to keep the room a secret, but it's still a pretty cool place to be, mainly because we were never meant to discover this place in the first place. Like I said at the start, there are tons of ways to get into this error handling room, some much more complicated than others, but this was the most simple method that'll get you in there without even breaking a sweat. Well guys, there you go, that was A Link to the Past Ultimate Glitch Picnic. This had some of the best glitches I've ever covered, some of the most precise, and I've got to say I really enjoyed doing it, so maybe we'll see some more precise glitches in the future. For now, I'm going to say goodbye. I really appreciate you guys watching until the end, and let's get ready for the end card. And don't forget, I love you all. Mwah! Like I just said, guys, thanks very much for staying until the end card. If you're still here, I appreciate that so much. If you haven't been very active with the channel recently, then I've got 2 videos on screen here that you may want to check out, because they're pretty cool. The one on the left here is another Link to the Past glitch picnic, but this one's focusing on one glitch known as the exploration glitch. It's worth checking out if you're a big fan of A Link to the Past and you want to learn how to finish the game in less than 3 minutes. In the box on the right, you'll be taken to the Super Mario Bros. Glitch Picnic, which is by far one of the best videos I made for this channel so far. This one's definitely worth a watch, so get yourselves over there and leave a comment if you like. Anyways, that's it from me, no more rambling. I will see you all in the next video, and I love you all. Mwah.